crafters. In tonight's video we're going to be making a birthday card using the double Z fold pattern, and we're going to be using the Beautiful Balloons Photopolymer Stamp set and the Beautiful Balloons dies. And then for the background paper we'll use the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. Then to adorn the card we'll use the Rhinestones Basic Gems. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Here's the Z fold we're going to make today. This is how the Z works. This is the first Z, and this is the second Z. We made that using the Beautiful Balloons Photopolymer Stamp set, and we use the Happy Birthday. I think it's time for a celebration. Actually, we didn't use the Happy Birthday. I used the Happy New Year's out of the Brightest Glow, which is also in the annual catalog. But we're going to make a birthday card today, so today we'll be using the Happy Birthday. I think it's time for a celebration, and then we use this confetti here to put on our balloons. Then for the dies, we're going to need to use the large stars, the small stars, this for the fringe, and that might be it, because we're going to use this piece out of the Stylish Shape dies. It's the largest rectangle in the Stylish Shapes. Okay, why don't we go ahead and get started? Before I do that, I want to show you another one. This one is a Happy Birthday card. I use this die from the Beautiful Balloons die set. Okay, let's go ahead and get started now. We're going to take our piece of AZURE Afternoon cardstock, and we're going to cut this at 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And I've got our trimmer, and there's 3 blades on here. The first one is the scoring blade, and this one is a cutting blade, and this one I added myself. It's another cutting blade that I put glitter on there, so it was a somewhat dull blade, and I just kept it on here and wrote glitter on it and then put a brand new blade on. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/4, and that would be 10.8 centimeters. Oop. I use my glitter blade. It seemed to work okay. And 11 inches is 28 centimeters. Then we're going to score it at 5 1/2 inches, and that would be 14 centimeters. Then we take this and we flip it over and we score it at 2 3/4 inches. That was 2 3/4, sorry. There we go. And that would be 7 centimeters. And the reason I flipped it over, because I wanted to use the benefit of how the score lines worked. So when I fold this way, so that's going to be a mountain fold. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it a valley fold, and it will score this way. So let me go ahead and fold and burnish those. And I like to score them or burnish them on both sides. And next we need to take our other piece of the AZURE Afternoon cardstock, and we need to cut this at 1 3/4 inches. And I'm using my leftover paper, and that was 11 inches worth. So this is 1 3/4 inches, so that'd be 4.4 centimeters. And again, the 11 inches is 28 centimeters. Then I'm going to score it at 5 1/2 inches. Ah, good thing we got a replacement paper. Okay, we're going to cut this at 1 3/4 inches. Then we'll score it at 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches would be 14 centimeters. Then we're going to score it at 2 3/4 inches, and that would be 7 centimeters. And then we're going to fold and burnish it the same way we did the other one. So what we want is the one piece this way, and then the other piece down here like that. Let me score those, or burnish those. I want to get a nice crisp edge on these so that the card will sit flat. Next, we're going to put in our designer series paper. I cut the majority of the designer series paper out ahead of time just to save time. I want to concentrate on how we put this card together so that you can get how you do the Z fold, not so much on how to cut the paper. So I also did the die cutting, so I've got my balloons already cut out, and I have my stars cut out. Should have all my stars cut out. Maybe not. Missing one star, but that's okay. It must, oh, there it is. And then we'll use this for our designer series paper, and I'm going to put the blue at the top part, and then it goes down into the berry burst. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to look for my silicone mat that keeps our work surface clean, so that if I go off this paper here, it won't leave any glue smudges on my work surface, and then the other paper would stick to it. Then we want to put this on here, leaving 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides, and that would be 0.3 centimeters. Just basically center it, and the piece that I'm putting in is a 4-inch this way by 5 1/4 inch that way. So that would be 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. I like to burnish this just to get all the glue bubbles out. Make sure we got paper on paper contact. Okay. Then we'll do this next panel, and that would be another where we do the blue at the top. And again, I'm going to do it on our silicone mat. And this is a 2.5 inch piece by 4-inch piece. And so that would be 6.4 centimeters by 10.2 centimeters. And I'm trying to line it up here. Let me show you that. Trying to line it up right down here and at the top as well, because I want them to look continuous. And oh, something's wrong here. I must have 4 1/4 inch piece. So let me see if I can't cut this down. I'm going to try and get this glue off from here first. Remember, this is a silicone mat. The glue won't stick onto that, but it will come off. Then I can take my trimmer and we'll just cut it at 4 inches. It's sticking to my fingers. That was our scoring blade, and there's our trimmer. Yeah, it's going to stick in there. I'll have to clean this out when I'm done. And then let's do the next one right away. And let's see if we did the right side. I think we must have trimmed the right side. I want to have the berry burst be not as predominant, so that's why I was cutting off the berry burst side. Okay, let's see if I can get that out there. Hopefully I didn't miscut on anything else. Okay, let's go back to here. We're going to put our glue back on here. And I don't remember if I told you what the dimensions were. So this should be 4 inches by 2.5 inches. And that would be 10.2 centimeters by 6.3 centimeters. And what I'm doing is I'm lining it up at the bottom. Let me show you in just a second. These should be aligned, and these should be aligned. But more importantly, you want to have 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and that would be 0.3 centimeters. And then we won't do this one until we get the whole thing together. So let's go ahead and glue this next. So we want to do these corners here and do this up here. So I'm going to glue this on this whole panel right here. And then I'll just line that up. And before I go any farther, I think I'm going to put the other panels on this one, and this one. Let me do that next. So we're going to have these pieces, and they're going to be 2.5 inches this way by 1 3/4 inches this way. So that's 6.4 centimeters here and 4.4 centimeters that way. And we'll do all 3 of these. And now I want to line this up here, and I did this too long as well. What am I doing wrong here? And I need to take another 1/4 inch off from there, so it should be 1.5 inches. And I want to make sure that the width is right. The width is okay, just the height is wrong. I'm going to say I'm putting this away for the last time. Somehow I'm thinking maybe it's not. Okay, let's see if we can't get this glued back down here. And let's see if I can't figure out 1.5 inches, what that would come out to be. I've got my ruler here. 1.5 inches is about 3.6 inches, I'm thinking. Oh, 3.6 centimeters. Okay, let's see. And this is going to go right here. And now we want that to be lined up at this point right here. And we'll do the same thing with this one. I'll make sure I make the correction on my instructions that I put in the comment section so that you get the right cutting marks. And then we'll do one more. And then this should line up there. So I'm lining up with this right here. And it should line up on the other side too. And we want the bottom line to line up as well. So this needs to go up a little bit more. And it's stuck already, so we'll leave it go. It's just a hair off, but I think it'll be fine. So instead of finish gluing this down, I'm going to do some stamping because I want our stuff to be dry when we start working with it. So we're going to stamp these, and this. And then we need to stamp our sentiment. And we're going to use our AZURE Afternoon for our ink. And I'm going to just put it right about here. Okay. And we need to do our balloons with the confetti. So one I'll do concentrating on the left side. And then I'll switch and do it concentrating on the right side. And then I'm just going to kind of go in the center here. We're going to have our happy birthday inside of this yet. Okay, and then we want to do our happy birthday next. Hope I don't have my head in the way either. There. Okay, and I'm going to just stamp off on the paper here to get that excess glue off of our stamp. That'll keep my Stampin' Scrub a little bit cleaner than if I put this inside there. And I am going to close this up. Then we'll do our Stampin' Scrub. So this is our Stampin' Scrub. And what you do is you put Stampin' Mist here, or water if you'd like. And this is the drying side. So this is where you're going to scrub it, and that's the side we're going to dry it with. I like the mist, and I use it at full strength. I know some people even use half strength, but I use that. And then you just scrub it. And I don't know, I look at it every time, and I usually don't have to, but I continue to. That's all it is. So let's see, those are probably done now. We've already did our stars. I've got them here. And I got my 2 little stars too. So now we can glue this side down. And I'm going to bring my mat out again. We can glue this side down. And I'm going to put glue on the back of this. And I'm feeling where the paper is. So I'm going to bring it in out here a little bit. We don't want it to be, and I think I overshot it. I think I might have overshot it. Okay, let's line these corners up here. And I did do it overshot. Let me break that off. And I'm going to just break that off from there. Okay, let's try this again. And that's not damp either. You know what I did last time was I glued this up because you could see where that had to go. And I would use this to tell me how far to come out. So my mistake there, folks. And I'm just lining up the bottom as well as the corner here. Okay, next we need is our fringe on there. And we do have one more designer series paper. We can put that on. We'll do that before we do the fringe. And I have that going over the top of this seam. Some people have it coming the seam on the outside and have it as a banner type thing, where I have it buried underneath this designer series paper. I have a piece of acetate. Here we go. I want to get that up here before I lose that. We need to cut our fringe. And how I do that is I put it on here toward the edge. Let me get this up here. Gotta remember to open this up because I tried using it with cut it down and it doesn't really go that well. I'm going to put it on the edge here. And that's going to be the side that stays connected. And let me see if I can't get a piece of tape. I've got some of our tape, and I'll show you that in a second. I'll go get some. I don't have it out here right now. And I'm just going to run this through. And I think I got a little shook there because I wanted to tell you how to put this together. I'll do that on the next one. Hold on, I'm going to go get the tape. Here's that tape. So what we need to do when we're running our dies, we use die 1, and then you put die number 2 down, and the 2 is long gone. Then we use our paper. I'll get some more paper here. One of these isn't enough for that. And I'm going to just put some fresh tape on here for you. This is pretty well used up. And then we'll put that on there. And this is our Post-it cover-up tape. And it's sticky, but it removes cleanly. And it even says that right on the label. So I'm lining it up on the edge. And I'm leaving just a little bit of blue showing so that I know that I'm at the edge. And I haven't lost my paper underneath or anything. Then I'm just going to put my second number 2 plate down, and we're just going to start cranking, and it's going to cut that. And I am going to need to use my trimmer again because I forgot about this, that we have to trim the other edge off. I think we're done with this. No, I've got to do a few more things yet. Okay, so let's take this off from here. See, so it's attached here. And it's attached here. And so this has a nice narrow edge to it. So I'm going to cut it here instead. So let me get my trimmer. Now I need to make sure that I'm trimming these both the same amount so I can put them all in here at the same time. So let's see. So it's really dependent on how much of an edge you put here, but I have it so that I'm going to be cutting it at, let's see, that's 1/2 inch. 3/4 of an inch is too much. So we'll go 3/4 inch would be 12/16, 13/16. So that's 13/16 inch is where I'm going to cut it. And that would be 2.2, about almost 2 centimeters, looks like. And it's shifted, so let's see if I can't get it back online. And you know what? I am going to use some more of that tape because it keeps shifting when I close it up. So I'm lining it at 2 centimeters here, or I think it was 13 or 12, 13/16 is what I came up with. Inches. 13/16. So then we want to have this where it's cut at the edge. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. And we're going to take it to that 2 centimeters or 13/16. Okay. All right. Then we're going to take it here. I'm going to line the left all the way up to the fold line here. See the fold line there? So we're going to line it up to the fold line here. So I'm going to just come all the way over here, and I'm going to clip it beyond where this fold line starts. So it's going to be right here. So it's just short of the fold line. And I'm just going to clip that off. There, and we'll glue that. And I'm just going to put my silicone mat on the inside because I don't want it to be glued down to the back of this. So I'm going to put the glue right on this edge right here. There. Oh, and it lifted up, stuck to my finger. Let's see if I can get my fingers off from there. It was stuck to my finger. There's a little bit of glue there, so I'm going to have to clean that up in a minute here. Then we're going to do the same thing here. And where's my little... So we want to have that just inside that fold line and inside this fold line. And that happens to be just the right length. So I'm just going to do the glue on here again. I'm going to get it up here where you can see it. And put the glue right up here. And got to get my head in there so I can get it lined up properly. Keeps wanting to pop off from there. Okay. Then we're going to take this and we'll do the same thing. We'll line it right up to the fold line there. And we'll take it to the last one that's closest to the edge. So right here. And I am going to just butt this right up to here because I can't slide it underneath. It's already glued down. And let's see if we can't get that over to the edge. Okay. Make sure we didn't mess up any of the folding capabilities. Now I extended this to here because I wanted it to be like a box on the inside. And I wanted that to just be over the edge there. So like the box is just sitting right there. Okay. So next we need to do is our acetate, and we need to put it down here. And I don't think I have it cut to the right length. So let me see what length we have on here. We want our acetate sheet to be 3 1/4 inches, and that's what that is. And it's by 1/2 inch. So that would be 1.3 centimeters by 8.3 centimeters. And I'm going to put glue dots on the back of this, and I'm going to center it on that left panel there. So I'll put glue dots there. Does not want to come off from there. Let's try a different one. Well, no, that does not want to come off. Sticking to my fingers and everything else, but not to their window sheet. There. Get another one. And then I'm just going to put it in that center, about the center of that. I want to come all the way down here. Okay. And next we'll put our balloons on. And I'm going to attach them to each other first. I like to put them sort of like this. Have the back one be the highest, and then the middle one, and then finally the right hand one would be the lowest. So let's see, where's my glue dots again? These will stick to this a lot easier. And I'm going to put them on the back of the balloon. Right here. Do two again. And do one right here. I don't know. They seemed to work a lot better yesterday. I'm not going to push this down very hard yet, because I need to get it at the right width too. So I don't want it to expand beyond this distance very much. I want that to be a little bit lower. And let's see how it will fit on here. When it's closed, it needs to stay within the boundaries of the card. So we need to bring that in quite a bit there. And have it a little bit lower. Let's see if that works now. And this one I'm going to bring in a little bit more, because it's kind of going underneath this edge here. It'll work right up until the very end of opening it, because then it gets kind of funky there. So let's see if I can't get that better. Yay, that looks a lot better. And we'll go up higher, as high as we can go. And then we're over to the right. Okay, so now I need a couple different glue dots on the back of the balloons. They need to line up with the window sheet or the acetate. There's one. We'll do number two, a little bit higher, and that should take care of it. Okay, let's get that where we want it. We want it to be as high as possible. And the reason I want it higher so as I can see the bottom of the balloon as well. I want it up there and to the right is. And I think I shifted the acetate instead of the balloons. Okay, let's see how that works. See how it gets hung up on the side here? It's not too bad. So next we need to put is our stars. So we're going to do some dimensionals for that. And I'm going to put small dimensionals on the large star, just inside each star point. And then we'll do a larger dimensional on the smaller ones. And I'll just go right in the middle there. I forgot to cut one more piece of paper. It is our basic white to go on the back sheet. So let me see if I can't get that real quick here before we put these on. I had one already cut out. I have a bunch cut out ahead of time, so I knew that I had that. I just had to find it. Okay, so we need to put the stars on, and we'll put the largest star on first. And I'm just going to take these papers off using my Take Your Pick tool. That allows me to wrangle. Well, I had camera problems again tonight. My battery went dead, so the camera stopped recording. Where I left off, I was gluing these stars on, and then I went and I glued the gems on here, and I used the iridescent basic gems for that. Then I had to go in and glue this on as well, and I used dimensionals for this. Then of course I put the backing on there. I hope you had just about as much fun watching this video as I did making this project. As you can see, you could use just about any sentiment stamp set with this double Z fold card. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I won't be back for 2 weeks. I'll see you Sunday, January 7th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be doing something from the new mini catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I wish you all a happy holiday, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.